All right, guys. So today we're going to be recording the Q&A video for the E39 wide body stuff. I had a few questions. A lot of them are actually reiterated questions, so I'm not really going to put one singular person. They came across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So this is just going to be the general questions and answers. So, first one, where did I get the kit from? I got the over fenders from MF Customs. You can find him at MF_customs with a C underscore on Facebook and Instagram. Second question is the kit good quality? Kit is okay. Technically, the price of the kit is only $315, something like that. But for me to get it shipped to the States was an additional $300 because it comes from Poland. So that led to a total of $615. So the kit itself is very expensive. It's very inexpensive. I won't call it cheap, but the material is very thin. So whenever I had the bodywork guy go through and paint match it, he actually had to use a lot, like a heavy coat of primer to get it workable. So it was very thin. And it's thin to be pliable to the body of the car. That way it can better shape the curves. I already covered how much the kit costs in the first question. Wheel and tire specs. The wheels are the exact same as I've been running for the past few years. Some of you may not know what they are, but they're Cosmos Racing XT005Rs in white. They are 18 by 10 all the way around, ET25s with 50 mil spacers all the way around. And the car rides fine. On the highway, it's butter smooth, no issues. I also don't race this car. I do not gun it. The actual spacers themselves I purchased are very high quality. They were $300 for the spacers, so they are very nice. And to my knowledge, their wheel speed rating on them I think is upwards of 230 miles an hour before failure. So I'm very happy with what I bought. I am looking at having a custom set of M parallel wheels made for this car, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Just because materials are the weight on materials is ridiculous, and it would probably be end of next year before I even put my order in. So tires are 255/35 all the way around. I am looking at going to a 275/35 on the rear, and probably down to a 235/40 in the front, just so I can lower the car back down a little bit. Because right now my tires are a little wide to bring the car down. It has a more sportier stance that's a little higher than I'm used to. I like the car being slammed, but that's really it. What is your rear diffuser? My rear diffuser on the car is a Fancy Wide V2. The only reason it doesn't say Fancy Wide on the sides of it is because I actually got it, the diffuser I got secondhand from a buddy of mine that was running it on his E39, and he actually paint matched the outside fins to his car, which was an aspen silver. So I went through and painted them black. What I was going to do is I was going to put like a stencil over that aspen silver of like my Instagram handle, and then paint the fins black like I did. I painted them black, and then pull the stencil off so you would have that painted silver of my Instagram handle. But I just didn't do that. Is your car an M5? No. Someone did ask that. My car is not an M5. I do have people that don't know about BMWs ask me that quite often, but no, it's not an M5. The big difference between exterior wise between my car and an M5 is the window trim. The window trim that goes around these windows is silver. On any base model BMW, it's silver. On the M Sport cars, you can have an option to get a Shadowline trim, which is black. But all the M cars, like M5, M3, M4, M6, all of the M cars, it's black. So that, and this is an automatic for now. So No M car comes in an automatic. Interior mods, there is none. All the work on my car is exterior cosmetics currently. Interior, I have a plan for, like a roadmap, but it's going to piss a lot of people off, and I'm okay with that. I have spoken to a few people about it, and they're like, dude, your car is not a Volkswagen. And I wanted to do it in my old Topaz E46, and I still want to continue that into here. But to tell you what I want to do Burberry themed inside the interior of the car, because I like the Burberry print. I do want like a Burberry, or at least a Burberry style headliner with the light beige with the blue and the white and the brown plaid. I want that, as well as on the inserts of the seats. I want to basically put new leather on the outside of the seats, and on the inserts have Burberry inserts. So I want to do that. In terms of the wheel, I'm really not sure if I should get like a wood grain Nardi or something like that. I do want to get a different wheel, but I don't think like a sporty wheel, like a Momo R1905 or anything like that would work with a Burberry interior. Might actually do like a wood grain. Why the puny exhaust? It was cheap. For the longest time, this car had a dumped exhaust right under the center console. And I mean dumped right under. So it goes headers to a Y pipe, and that Y pipe is right under the center console. So it would rattle this stupid little thing right here to hell, and it sucked. So one day I just said, fuck it. I took it to an exhaust shop, and I was like, put something out the back. I didn't think about getting anything really done until I saw how bad that looked. But that was an $80 job. They took a pipe, put it on the Y pipe, and then out the back. I have no interior rattles from exhaust now, which was my main goal, because I hate interior rattles from exhaust. I keep looking at my preview screen. I hate interior rattles from exhaust. But now that the wide body stuff is done, I do want to better accent the butt of the car. So I am looking at pictures of how to run an exhaust without majorly fucking up the spare tire hub or spare tire well in the back of the car. Because I'm not sure if I want to run a quad tip or anything like that, but I do kind of want to punch it in a little bit and maybe run just a true dual exhaust. Like, I don't want to do a single pipe to dual exhaust tips. I might just do a fat fucking 3-inch single outlet, almost, I hate to say almost like a Mustang, but probably like that out the back, because I want to, my thing is, I don't want people to look at the car and think it's an M5, because it's not. So I don't, the only thing that is M5 on my car is my mirrors. That's it. And that's because they're just a better mirror. They're not square, they're rounded. So the puny exhaust was, I needed to get this rattling to quit, and it was $80. So real exhaust will be made eventually, but that's it. That's all the questions, but there is one that I do want to touch on, just because it did come up in conversation. It wasn't a legitimate question, and it was, I think it was with my wife, because I showed her some pictures of some wide body cars. There's a guy in DFW that has a wide body M4 that is fucking gnarly. It is wide. And then for me, it was too wide. And there are some fender kits for the E39, like Clinched and Track Mad and similar things like that. But those fenders, it was really ridiculous. I felt like it was ridiculous, and they actually don't follow the body lines of the car at all. And I do not think it fits the car. I went with MF Customs and his fenders specifically for one reason. It fits the body lines of the car. There's a body line on the kit to follow that matches the car. So right now the fenders are hardware mounted. I do plan to go molded long term, but for the next few years, this is for sure going to be hardware mounted. And even then, it still follows the body line of the car. Now, The fenders themselves, like the width, it doesn't give me a lot more width. It's only around 30 to 35 mils from where I was already at, because my fenders were cut and pulled, so I already had around an extra 10 to 15 mils more than just pure stock body E39. So I didn't get a whole lot of room. It just more accentuated the hips of the car. And the easiest way to look at this is if you look at I'm going to put pictures on here to kind of show you what I'm talking about. If you look at an E46 non-M to an E46 M3 and look at the hips and the wheel arches, that's exactly what this kit does for this car. All it does is give it a subtle hip. It's not too aggressive. It's enough to where people that know about it or know the chassis will be like, oh wow, he's got some fender stuff on there. And naturally there's fucking bolts down the side of the car. But it's not too aggressive to where people are like, holy fuck, that's a wide body kit. But it's enough to where people that have seen E39s, have experience with them, to know that that is not normal. That is a wider thing. And that's the best example I can give you is E46 non-M to E46M. That's basically where he got the fender arch molds from. Is from an M3, an E46 M3. That's where they came from. So that was the questions. Actually, no, there was one more. Hang on, let me pull it up. It actually came through my Instagram. Where was it? It looks good. I like the body work, but are the screws staying there? And he's referring to the bolts, the hardware mounting. And like I said before, currently right now, yes, that's the route I went with because of budget. I didn't have the budget available to have my fab guy cut the fenders, make custom brackets, as well as my paint guy body work them, because these required more body work than I thought. Body work them and paint them and buy the kit. It wasn't in the budget. For me to mold the kit and get it fully molded onto the car, I would have been looking at $1,600 just for bodywork, paint, and molding. That wouldn't have been having custom brackets made to hang the bumpers to push them out to meet the fenders, or even getting the fenders cut or gutted to be able to push the wheel out and not bottom out on the fender. So it was all budget. I can still go molded later. It will be about the same price because he's going to have to sand the fenders down, repaint them after he panel bonds them to the car. So it'll be around the same price, but this was what it was in the budget for now. Also, if you are looking to order this kit from MF Customs, I will tell you, as well as other people, if you're online, I think it's the E39 540i exclusive. That's the name of it. Facebook group, or the BMW E39 Club, I think it's Club Facebook group. There have been a few discussions that I've had with people in that group. There is some serious quality control because it's a one-man band. MF Customs is one guy. His name is Michael. He does everything. So quality control is very lax. My kit came damaged. There was a few parts that broke off. There's a few parts that actually broke during body work because they were so thin and brittle and just weak because there wasn't enough material on them. He didn't send me the brackets to push the bumpers out, even though I confirmed with him that came with the kit. So there's definitely things. So if you're looking into buying this kit, just be warned. You're probably gonna it's probably gonna come damaged, and you're probably gonna be missing parts. So there's that. If you're willing to put in the money and the time, it'll come out looking good. I will do another video of the close-up of fitment issues, because fitment, again, I touched this in a previous video, fitment is not perfect. Even after body work, not perfect. The only way to get this kit to fit perfectly would be to go molded, or try some other things. Even having parts of it shaved down to better fit with the contour of the body. The only way to get this kit to fit perfectly and seamlessly is to go molded. On the back fenders, specifically right where it follows that door line, I do have gaps from fender to body line. They're minimal, but if you get right up on the car, you'll notice. There's ways to fix it, but they do involve putting a little bitty bracket inside the fender and panel bonding that bracket to the car. So it's fixable, but just be warned. Budget for a good body guy to make them look great. Again, my budget wasn't for showroom quality. My budget was for, does it look good going 60 down a highway? And I feel like it does. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask them. I'll answer them the best of my ability. But hopefully this answered the burning questions you guys had. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. You have a great day.